Hi, I'm Emily, and for my new media project, I decided to look at my use of Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube. So for part 1, I did how do you use them. I use Instagram mostly how it's intended. I post my own pictures and like and comment on my friends' pictures. I don't really follow or keep up with too many celebrities. If anything, it's just a couple bands that I like to know if there's new tour dates or albums released, and like famous dogs and cats, but that's it. Mostly on Instagram, I'm on the Explore page, so I like to just click on whatever post looks cool, whether it be a cute animal video, a cooking video, a dance video, anything that just looks weird and interesting that piques my interest. And a lot of times, I'll share these posts with my friends if it's something I know they'll enjoy too. On Instagram, the people I talk to most are my friends from school in a bunch of different group chats, my dance friends, my boyfriend, and currently my internship, since we do a lot of stuff involving social media. I talk to all of these people about different things. Most of the time, it's just inside jokes or things I know only my friends will get, but with my dance friends in specific, we all share like cool tricks or videos of new combos that we like. The one thing in common though is we all only communicate with text and emojis. We don't use the voice record option for anything, so there's no audio aspect, it's only textual. Snapchat I use less than Instagram, but I check it around the same amount of times because there's just more for me to do on Instagram. I use Snapchat in the morning when I wake up to send my streaks, and mostly for group chats I have with my home friends, my school friends, and my kickflip team. I also use the public and private story features on Snapchat for sharing things I want everyone to see or things I only want a chosen few to see. On Snapchat, we all communicate with text, emojis, picture, video, and audio. So it's like all aspects of communication pretty much with that one instead of just text and emojis like on Instagram. YouTube is my least used platform out of the 3, but when I do use it, I'm on there for the longest periods of time. Here, I like to mostly browse. I don't subscribe to too many accounts. I watch a bunch of different videos about art, fashion, dance, cooking, DIY stuff, home stuff, makeup, and anything that just pops up and looks interesting to me. I don't communicate with anyone on YouTube, like I don't comment on videos, and I don't really like videos unless I want to save them to find them later. Sometimes I'll copy a link of the video to share with my friends though, or watch videos with other people and talk about them then, but within the actual platform, I'm not communicating with anyone. I think all of these platforms have similar unspoken rules, which is be accepting, don't leave rude comments. Some have more specific rules, like on Snapchat, it's generally looked at as weird if you screenshot someone else's story or picture. And on Instagram, you post the nice looking pictures, and you save the crazy looking ones for your Finsta, your fake Instagram. But overall, the main basis of expected behavior is pretty similar. When looking at usage, I would say Instagram and Snapchat encourage daily usage. Instagram wants you posting and interacting every day with your followers to stay on top of the algorithm, and Snapchat wants you to send snaps every day to keep your streaks alive. I'm sure YouTube also encourages daily usage, so you can watch new videos the days that they are posted. But YouTube is also the one platform that would be easier to use on a weekly basis rather than daily. Like, I can't imagine the amount of posts that would build up on Snapchat or Instagram if I only checked once a week, but I feel like YouTube, that's more manageable. Part 2 is how often do you use them? So before doing this assignment, I would have said I don't use these platforms all too often. I mostly just use Instagram or Snapchat for like quick checkups when I'm waiting for something, like in line at a store or in the car, or when I have downtime. YouTube, I don't use quite as frequently, but when I'm home alone at night or have nothing to do, I'll go on, but not for a super long time. After finishing this assignment, though, I would definitely say that I use them way too often, and unless I'm constantly busy or doing something, I'm switching back and forth between the apps endlessly, and that's all I'll do all night. I tried logging my use of these platforms 2 whole days before actually being able to get accurate results because I find myself mindlessly opening the apps without realizing it so frequently that I would forget to log the times that I would go on. Looking at the 2 days I logged, they were pretty different in regards to how busy I was. Tuesday, I went to a quick lunch, and then I had to go to my internship from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., and then I had an event for my internship from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Wednesday, I had off, so me and my boyfriend got lunch, and then we went to the zoo, and we went out for dinner with his friends. Both days, I would check either Snapchat or Instagram first thing when I woke up, and then spend at least 30 minutes laying in bed checking what was posted or sent to me while I was sleeping. I checked both apps around the same amount of times throughout the day because I was either preoccupied working or enjoying the zoo, so I didn't check them that often. When I checked during the day, it was never for a super long time, mostly just like a minute to 5 minutes, seeing if there's any new content, and normally there wasn't. Tuesday night, I was home alone, and I didn't fall asleep until super late, so I spent a lot of time watching YouTube and on social media that night. But Wednesday, I went to bed early, so I didn't go on my phone at all after dinner. At the end of Tuesday, I ended up spending around 45 minutes on Instagram, 25 minutes on Snapchat, and 2 hours on YouTube. Wednesday, I spent 2 hours on Instagram, 1 hour on Snapchat, and 30 minutes on YouTube. So a total of 3 hours and 10 minutes on Tuesday, and 3.5 hours on Wednesday. I got around the same times, but for different reasons. Tuesday would have been a lot better if I had fallen asleep earlier. Wednesday, I feel like, was an average day for me, so I wouldn't say anything about that day drastically affected my screen time. But like I said, Tuesday, I didn't fall asleep until super late, so that really affected how much I used these apps. I feel like my results pretty accurately line up with what my phone's screen time tells me. My weekly total is 60 and 1/4 hours. Social networking was 26 and a quarter, games were 19 hours, and entertainment was 6 and a quarter hours, for an average of 8.5 hours per day on my phone. Out of the 3 apps, my most used is Instagram for 9 3/4 hours, YouTube for 6 hours, and Snapchat for 4 1/4 hours. But in between there are a couple of phone games that I waste a lot of time on too, so it's not like all 3 of those are my most used on my phone. Part 3 is my analysis. I'm going to be looking at my results through Chapter 7, which is called Friending, Dating, and Relating, so it's basically all about digital relationships. I think a common theme throughout my use of Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube is that I'm using them to communicate with my friends, regardless of whether it's an app or just sharing videos with my friends. The book says a prime use of the internet and digital media is socializing, making new friends, reconnecting with old ones, and spending time with family, both physically near and far away. I'm from Buffalo, New York, so in the past I would use these platforms to talk to and keep up with my friends and boyfriend who lived on Long Island. Now I'm spending my summer on Long Island for my internship, so I'm away from my family but closer to my friends and boyfriend. So my use of social media is more inclusive of my family now, which is a switch. The textbook also refers to the fact that online communication increases the likelihood of face-to-face meetings rather than decreases. I would say my usage of digital media supports this, as the posts I share on Instagram and things I send on Snapchat tend to focus around making plans with my friends to all get together or pictures of cool places I want to visit with them. Another thing that definitely applies to me is the idea of the rush of human engagement. I check my apps more frequently when I'm home alone hanging out because I'm more bored at those times. When I see my friend Snapchatted me or my boyfriend sent me a post on Instagram, I immediately get excited and feel happy that I have someone to communicate with. The only platform that is sort of an outlier would be YouTube, since I don't feel that rush of human engagement when I see a new video I find interesting, and I don't use it to communicate with anyone. My use of YouTube is at first purely for my own personal enjoyment. It only becomes a talking point between me and my friends or me and my boyfriend after I have found something that I think would interest them and I want to share with them. In this way, I am trying to build the common ground, which the book explains as trying to find a common set of understandings or becoming like-minded with others. Even though my relationships are already developed, I continue to try and maintain that connection by sharing videos and posts that I know we will all enjoy because of that common ground. Overall, I think this assignment has given me a lot of insight into my digital media use. Even though I'm using these platforms for arguably good reasons, like keeping up with my friends and family, I'm still on them for a majority of the day. Writing down how long I spent on each app per day definitely put things into perspective for me, and I was embarrassed looking at how much time I spent, even on days that I felt like I was busy. I think I'm going to be a lot more conscious now of my app usage, and hopefully I'll be able to see that screen time go down.